Klaus Schwab and Elon Musk have always been regarded as members of the same flock. However, Tesla CEO Elon Musk recently spoke out against Schwab, saying, "Stopping the Great Reset." How is this happening, and why is Elon Musk taking on Klaus Schwab? Stay tuned to find out. Many threats have been thrown at Elon Musk. One is that the recent tweets from Elon Musk have put him in the spotlight, where he said corporate ESG is the devil incarnate. A company's ESG score is a measure of its long-term exposure to environmental, social, and governance risks, which are often ignored in traditional financial analyses. Among these risks are energy efficiency, worker safety, and board diversity. Each of these can have a significant financial impact. When a company's ESG rating is high, it manages its ESG risks effectively. Having a low ESG rating indicates that the company has unmanaged exposure to ESG risk, which is higher than its peers. Speaking of ESG, Elon shared memes that ridiculed the inclusion in the S&P 500 of 6 oil companies and argued that good ESG scores meant companies complying with leftist agendas. As for Tesla, despite its effort to save the environment, it has a poor ESG rating. As noted by Bloomberg, the largest oil and gas focused exchange traded fund invests almost 3.1% of its assets in this sector, the same sector that is speeding up the climate crisis. It may have been the UN that introduced ESG ratings, but today, the WEF, or World Economic Forum, is one of the strongest advocates for it. The World Economic Forum was founded in 1971 by Karl Schwab, a professor at the University of Geneva. Originally called the European Management Forum, it changed its name to the World Economic Forum in 1987 to include the reconciliation of international disputes in its vision. One of the most prominent events of the WEF is its annual World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. In the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, the annual WEF meetings have had to change drastically. There have been criticism against the World Economic Forum and its annual meetings in Davos in the past, in part because corporations have captured global and democratic institutions as well as systemic whitewashing efforts. These are the tax-exempt status, ambiguous decision-making processes, and the cost of security to the public. Additionally, criteria included financial transparency and the environmental impact of their annual meetings. In response to public outcry, Switzerland lowered its annual contribution to the WEF in February 2021. In a Davos panel 3 years ago, Dutch historian Rutger Bregman exposed billionaires for tax evasion. Previously, Bregman claimed in a video viewed almost 11 million times that tax avoidance is the primary cause of inequality in the world. Meanwhile, Klaus Schwab said it's time for a great reset. Elon Musk warned, however, finding the truth now can save us all from the Great Reset. Attempts have been made to address these unfounded conspiracy theories at the World Economic Forum, and it has used the Great Reset as a theme in the past. In recent years, hundreds of thousands of posts have appeared on social media concerning that the global elite is using coronavirus to bring about a global economic collapse. And through these contrived mandates, the US has been stripped of our constitutional rights to free expression, free assembly, and free movement. And it is also said that it is now a fascist dictatorship in the great nation of the United States of America. We're seeing the free press reduced to a propaganda dinner of China-style protesters, activists, and people living in poverty that are challenging the WEF around its empty rhetoric, branding Davos as a symbol of a failed era that should end. For the COVID pandemic, 573 people became new billionaires, according to a report by Oxfam, which is one every 30 hours. Bregman said the billionaires are arriving in Davos to celebrate an incredible surge in their fortunes. The pandemic and now steep increases in food and energy prices have simply been a bonanza for them. This was agreed by Gabriella Buscher, Oxfam's international executive director. While millions of people are facing impossible increases in the cost of living, decades of progress on extreme poverty are now reversed. It was Elon Musk who didn't attend this event because he stepped out of the WEF herd voluntarily. And it is said that a billionaire who realizes that the WEF is going against its intended goals is angry. It was not only Elon Musk, but Philip Wilhelm who protested the town where he was born annually when billionaires and politicians gathered. He aims to ensure a successful meeting now that he is the mayor of Davos. Wilhelm said, "I protested during the annual meeting because for me, it was important to express that it's crucial we solve this climate crisis, and we need to make the world a more just place." Wilhelm also said that he took part in the protest to make sure that everyone attending Davos gets the message and that it's vital to resolve these issues. In his current role, Wilhelm believes he can more effectively influence policy since he and WEF have changed their positions since the protest days. Wilhelm responded to a question about the criticism of WEF being too closely associated with Davos, since the town itself had largely been replaced by the forum. "No, it doesn't bother me at all. I think it's interesting that people know Davos is a place where people meet and discuss. I mean, it should be controversial. There should be a discussion about what's the right way to improve the state of the world." Additionally, the West and America were caught unaware by a massive bomb rush. Several oligarchs who make up the World Economic Forum believe it is too late to stop their globalist agenda. The world levers of power are captured by these de facto oligarchs because they control the World Health Organization, the United Nations, and NATO, as well as the NIH and the FDA with trillions of dollars. Of course, lawmakers have increased their wealth up to 3 times, while 323 million people suffer from extreme hunger. By 2023, that number is expected to reach 523 million. Moreover, the WEF's plans have now come under fire with unexpected rises in life insurance deaths, as well as mass publicity about heart attacks in the young following vaccinations. The top players in the Great Reset continue to push their agenda. The war in Ukraine erupts, more dollars are being printed, and the US government continues to be asked for emergency power. Even though Anthony Fauci admits that the pandemic is over, a perfect crime cannot always be pulled off without a hitch in the WEF, as unforeseen circumstances always arise. Crooks, however, often plan correctly, but there are at least 10 things that can go wrong, and the WEF policies have opened obvious cracks. Since Musk purchased Twitter, the oligarch's stranglehold on media and information is eroding, and more will learn about the Great Reset, the concocted pandemic, and all the other lies we've been told. Then, the Great Reset agenda will soon be swept away by a tidal wave of justice. It is precisely because of this that the major media is so hostile towards Elon Musk. This is not the case with Tony Fauci, Bill Gates, Klaus Schwab, or the other various CEOs of vaccine corporations. In contrast, Elon is not that great at deception, unlike all of our major media outlets, US government officials, and those at WEF. Musk tweeted, "I hope that even my worst critics remain on Twitter, because that is what free speech means." The WEF would never accept any criticism of vaccines or allowed any captured media to discuss the benefits of repurposed drugs, such as ivermectin. In other words, when they tell you that Twitter employees want to leave or that the company will never be the same, realize that they are telling you lies. Ask someone 3 questions the next time they claim Elon Musk isn't acting in your best interest. How often do Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram provide the opportunity for world citizens to hear opposing views? Last time the US government spoke out to make sure you could openly worship, express your right to speak, or decline vaccination on medical grounds. Did you read an article in the NYT or Washpo criticizing the government's handling of the pandemic last month? What do you think? Can Musk win this one? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video as well.